Hello, folks. This is your old pal, Uncle Al. Like I said, I'm always busy. I'm getting ready for my 3-day test run of a certain device out in the boonies. I'm not telling you where it is. I'm not doing videos on it. So, whatchamacallit, you could stick your head up your rectum. Okay? Now, a lot of people know in the past I told them what I did to a mine shaft. Because I'm clown's broke, but I used last bit of my money when I sold my last house to buy a mine shaft. The property's mine, it's fenced off, and the mine's sealed up. Okay? I know how to get into it, you don't. And a lot of people are looking at me, but you could share. I got plenty of room in the gravel pit to bury you in. Okay? Now, a lot of people don't understand what I'm talking about, and I don't care. I'm going in there, test everything, and make sure everything's fine. And wait anywhere from 3 months to a year before I come out again. Not a problem. I've been cooped up because of the red dragon, so this won't kill me. Okay? Now, if Uncle Alan does come out, either I stay in America and help recover everybody, or I'll go back to Japan, where I could be living a nice, quiet life. Okay, depends on the situation. All right? I don't like people. Too bad. If you're not already paying for my bills and helping me out, you're on your own. Okay? Now, I got let's see how many emails. I got 28 emails. People were asking me questions about water filters and water, and I keep looking at them like, there's a lot of crap on YouTube. And I keep telling people, if you think you could filter out water, radioactive water, into drinkable water, there's Fukushima, there's Chernobyl, and there's a lake middle of Siberia that I know, and I'll tell them, here, you filter out the water. Okay? And they'll be dead in 2 days. That lake is so radioactive, it's not even funny. Okay? Now, a lot of people, buy my product and you can filter out radioactivity. You could drink radioactive pool water. Okay? I'll let them drink out the Chernobyl pools. That's fresh water. The giant mutant catfish. Go ahead, buckwheat. Filter away. And when he drops dead, I'll feed him to the catfish. Don't be hooked by these scams. All right? What they don't tell you about radiation and all that wonderful stuff is the toxic chemical, black rain, byproduct of fallout, and the atomic particles that still linger on. And plus the heavy metals. They forgot to tell you about that. Now, the ones they use in the military use osmosis. And it goes through a filter system you would not believe. Now, if you do like, I have a 5-gallon bucket and I got this filter right here, and I got a bag of dirt and charcoal and leaves and sand, okay, you drink it. I know some real nice cyanide holes out here and heavy metals like arsenic, copper. There's one area I know that the pool is blue, not the good kind of blue, but bad kind of blue. And you see little dead animal skeletons around there. So I'm real serious about water. So you figure out you want to store water. How many days in a year? 365 days a year. So 1 gallon a day, you want 365 gallons of water. But I live in an apartment. Fine, 10 gallons of water or 14 gallons of water. How much you need and how much can you store? And remember, if you can't go out, that's it. That's not a viable survival space. But I could survive in my apartment. Think again, you're in a big city, no water supply, no sewage supply, no air supply, no radiation protection, but I'm at the bottom of the building. It depends how far away from the shock wave. If you're direct line of the shock wave, that's you underneath 300 or 600 tons of concrete and rubble. Okay? Don't believe the stuff on YouTube. Now, Hoople's Cat did a very good series. Go see that. It's a little boring, you might, and go sleep. Okay? But I am serious with water. You cannot filter out water. Okay? It depends on time, how much it can flush out the certain elements, how much material can it pass through. Okay? That's natural. In a light radioactive area like Hiroshima, it took it 5 years. Nagasaki was a little different. It took it 10 years, and they had cancer and birth defects. People were killing. Okay, these weren't kind of attractive children coming up. And there was a lot of infanticide after that time until 1946. This one nurse couldn't stand it anymore and was drowning babies in Japan. And she got hung for it because you don't, it's not their fault, all right? But she couldn't stand it and started drowning babies, healthy babies, regular babies, anybody babies. And then she started attacking school kids and went, okay? Remember, 365 days, 365 days, gallons of water. I'm going to write it and put it up on another video. Okay? If you're going to do cooking or washing, add 2 more gallons to it and multiply it by 365 days. If you're going to do other stuff, add another 3 gallons. So altogether, you've got 6 gallons of water per person. Okay, think about it. That's for one person. Now you have to think about a family of 4. Okay, I've seen people, I have these water blocks, and I'll be going outside to get, oh, I can't get water out there. Oh, I don't have a deep enough well. Oh, I have to wait so many months or years before the water is clean. I don't have a Geiger counter. Yeah, right. And you don't want to drink the black rain. Okay? Black rain and black water is bad for you. And if any joker says, yep, I have this Brita filter and we could filter out water from our swimming pool. Okay? Uncle Al put down, what was that banging sound behind the woodshed? Oh, I was killing a couple of squirrels. Where's our neighbor with the Brita filter? He went to see the squirrels. Okay? Seriously, folks, don't believe a lot of the hype on YouTube. If you don't store your water, you cannot, and if it's not from a clean source, and if it's not exposed to radiation, go ask all those poor people in St. George, Utah, after the atomic bomb test in the 1950s. A lot of people forgot that, and the government keeps covering up. A lot of Mormons know about this. Okay? My next few episodes is going to be about food. All right? Right now we're doing water. Okay? You've got to make sure it's out of the radiation zone. Now, you have to worry about the first 2, alpha and beta. Alpha and beta. They cause skin burns, and also they cause more of the internal damage of cancer. So you don't want to drink that, breathe that, or get stained. Now, Hubble's Cat touched on that documentary, Black Rain and Black Water. A lot of survivors of Hiroshima and Nagasaki drank that or breathed that in. They didn't understand it. A lot of people didn't understand it. My uncle who survived it thought it was a chemical agent, so he was prepared. And the simplest one is the duckbill mask. It's a piece of canvas with little eye holes that he used glassine, but it was the cheapest one. And you tie it behind your thing and you look through it. because they were afraid the Americans were going to drop. If it's one bomb, they're probably going to do something to it. So he wore that, and that saved his life. And he carried a canteen water. Rest of his unit got fried and plastered against the wall. He ducked and covered behind a really thick concrete wall. And if it wasn't for that, he'll be plastered against the wall. He did die from cancer 80 years later, horribly. He had, oh God, when we cremated him, there was nothing left of his bones. That's how bad the cancer was. And he suffered for a year. He was so high on morphine. And he told me about the horrors of people's skin falling off of their bodies. Or they look like Swiss cheese after glass went through it. All right? He was horrified. At the time, he was 17 years old. And they were waiting for the invasion of America. And he had a last-ditch rifle that only shot once. You have to reload it and fire it again. Okay? He left it out. When he went to look for his weapon, it wasn't there. It was like a little outline on the ground. All right? So I'm really serious about nuclear warfare, folks. And I keep telling people, stop kicking the bear in the nads. In the nads. Sorry about this. Because a lot of people don't understand. The media wants a nuclear war. The mass media. Everybody on this crazies, the left, Democrats and Republicans want a nuclear war. Nobody in their right mind wants a nuclear war. Poland, Slovenia, Poland, Slovenia, I can't remember the third one. I wrote it down. They want a nuclear war. They don't care. They have problems. If we have, number one goes into effect, we lose 30 million people. Number two, we lose 60 million people. Number three is a nasty one. We lose 90 million people. And this is not a nuclear war. Incidents. So stop kicking the bear in the nads. Think calmly, talk calmly, do not do military action. And the third one, there's a lot of fighting between the armed forces of each country against each other. The third one, 90 million people who have nothing to do with this gets gunned down by their own soldiers. Okay? I'm not kidding, folks. That's why I'm really serious when I'm talking about water. Don't drink pool water. Don't drink radioactive. Make sure what you're knowing and getting the proper information. If they said we could filter it with simple brushing and put it through a dirt strainer and get a Geiger counter and tell them go over to Fukushima, or better yet, go over to Chernobyl and see how you clean out the water. There's a lake in Russia. It's so radioactive. Go swim in it. And then walk away. He won't come back up. Okay? By the time he goes 100 feet, okay? Because he's dead. And whatever radioactive fish there are probably munching away. What's today's menu? Another dumbass. Okay? I am serious, folks. Don't believe the hype you hear on YouTube. It will kill you. All right? I tell a lot of people not to worry about the West Coast unless you're living in Washington. That's Washington State. And I'll do a video on that because we're getting close. I'm tired. I got to change my format. Nobody ever listens to me. And nobody ever watches my video. They're good videos. I give you hints. I give you everything you want to know without changing the future. So next 3 days, the 21st to the 24th, I'm not going to be on the air. I will be putting down comments and stuff. This is your last chance to go back and see my videos. Okay? And the next one we're going to do is about food. Now, a lot of people knows what I'm talking about. We are going to have this summer earthquakes, famine, so you better get your food in the United States. And another person asked me about this weather coming up. Ides of March again. Some days are sunny, some days are windy, some days are snowy, some days are tornado-y. Hail, sleet, rain, flooding. Let's see. I ran out of fingers. Okay, it's number 2 on my list. Phase 2, unnatural or uncontrolled natural disasters. All right, unusual weather and bizarre natural disasters, you name it. I said this in 2019 over and over again, and a lot of people laughed at me. Now, who's laughing now? I'll see you later, folks. You have a nice day. Try to do something nice for your family. Try to do something to cheer up the older people in your neighborhood. Like today, I was busy. I was sponsoring a mahjong game for some of the retirees, and they got around and we all talked. And they brought box lunches, and I had a box lunch. Wasn't very good, but they all enjoyed it and they had fun and they played games and talked mahjong. And here I am studying, trying to save everybody's life in the world. But they never listen to old Uncle Al. I'll see you later, folks. You have a nice day. Bye now.